Check it out, guys. Look what I scored. A classic ColecoVision Flashback game system. This is released by a third party at Games. And it's supposed to have your authentic controllers. Of course, the controllers I remember being silver and black. Of course, there's your game system. Comes in with 60 built-in games. And of course, you got a few overlays. Anybody who played ColecoVision knows all about the overlays. There's a few video games here. Space Panic, I remember playing a lot of. Of course, Zaxxon. Frenzy, remember that one. Adventure. So here's a list of the games. And we can zoom in here. That way you can see them all. And there's some rememberable titles. Now about 48 of these are original ColecoVision titles. In here it's going to be 12 titles which are called homebrew. People who are still making games for the ColecoVision. So if you have an original ColecoVision game system, you will also be able to get games for them created by these other folks. Trying to go real slow here so we can see it all. Go ahead and pause it if you need to, so we can see it. There's some good titles. There's some titles I've never heard of before, but it's probably because they're homebrew. Of course, there's a Zaxxon. Let me go ahead and pan out. That way, maybe you could freeze it and see the whole thing. So, trying to do this with one hand. I opened up the little sticker here so you can see how it comes, and it's just like that. ColecoVision Flashback system. Got your instructions. Power adapter is not brick anymore. Thank God. That was just crazy. You use looks like a regular port, not even USB. Of course, here's your game system. Now, I was told that you could only use the flashback controllers for this. You cannot use the originals, and of course the originals were, you can't use the new ones. Here's the overlays. Kind of looks like it got in a little mess here. And of course the controllers. One more overlay. Feels like the original. Yeah, kinda. Buttons are black instead of white. Used to be silver here and stuff. I believe the buttons were silver. Still ColecoVision titled. Kinda cool. So let's go ahead and power up this bad boy. And let's check it out. I'm going to pause it and continue. Alright guys, so here it is. Try to do this one-handed here. It's the ColecoVision Flashback list of games. Now, I was trying to get used to the controllers because you go up and down to go to the menu, go right, trying to get to the right column, or left to the left column, and goes to the next page. So there you go. So here's a few games here. I'm going to just go ahead and briefly go through them. So that way you can pause it. You want to read all the games. What's kind of cool is that back in '82 when it came out, I heard about it coming out with my brother. Of course the Atari was pretty hot, and television was another big old thing. We both saved up just so we could get this ColecoVision. Rode our bikes to Sears and scored the ColecoVision with a couple of games. I believe we went also to 7-Eleven. They were selling games too. So let's go back here. There's a few I do recognize. Probably have to play them before I recognize them. Let's see here. Go back to one of my favorites, Jungle Hunt. Let's go ahead and select that. Used to play this a lot in the arcade. And don't remember the screen being this weird. Yellow with green background, or background with green. The writing is terrible. You can barely read it. Alright. Let's see here. If I can remember how to do this. Playing one hand, of course. Yeah, but it's all timed. Not too bad if not playing in a while. Ooh, almost missed that one. Sorry if the screen's getting a little funky. Trying to play a video game one-handed, pretty tough, but with the way the ColecoVision controllers are, you can for this game. Ah! Oh, I was almost there at the end. Alright, let me go ahead and reset. And let's check out another game here. Okay, Pepper 2, I remember that was an arcade game. That was a pretty cool game. Good old ColecoVision. I haven't seen this screen, ColecoVision, since the 80s. So I remember after having my sister for a while, I wound up selling it. Unfortunately, with a lot of my games, I wish I kept them. Worth money now. Hitchcock. Bill, 1980s music. If I remember this right. Let me go here. You gotta complete these little squares of you can get stuff here. It's kind of like Pac-Man thing. Get that bonus round going. Ran out of time. Okay. Not trying to play a full game with you guys. Just trying to get a feel. Let you guys get a feel. Now there's some stuff here I'm just really weary about. Not sure how I'm going to handle the homebrew. But, you know, like I said, some of these might be this little wonderful little, you know, special items here that you finally get a game and you kind of might get into it. But little gems, you know, as I call them. Zaxxon. Now here is a game I play in the videos games, arcades I mean, and also on the ColecoVision. Oh wow. I'm not sure I could do this one-handed. I might just be killing myself altogether. Well, like I said, the graphics held over time. Alright, definitely cannot play this one-handed. But that's pretty much 60 games in all. 48 of them is going to be from Coleco, 12 are homebrew. I'm going to check it out. There's this dude who, I'm going to put a link on the bottom to his YouTube little video. He actually goes to all these games and he talks about them as he tries to play them. Of course, he was born in the mid-80s, so he has never understood how it is to play these games and, you know, to understand technology where we came from. Because all we did have television and Atari, and those you know, graphics were pretty sucky compared to this one. This is like a arcade style. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna let you go here. I'm gonna enjoy my flashback to the old 80s. Layers.